April 14th and 15th, 2023. So the sun's in Aries, but the moon's moving into Aquarius. And so whenever the moon's in Aquarius, we can detach on an emotional level and view our emotions from a higher perspective. That ultimately is what it's about. And there's something in spirituality called the observer, where we can step up to a certain observation tower or deck and just look at our emotions, examine them without being caught up in them, and go, okay, I'm feeling this way, this is what's going on, at a mental level where we're intellectualizing our emotions and realizing and putting to mind what we're feeling, and maybe also communicating, because Aquarius is an air sign. We can communicate with how we're thinking, what we're thinking about, what we're feeling. We can feel our feelings more on a mental level during this particular time. It's also where, with the moon in Aquarius, global issues would be good to look at or become more curious and care about more under this moon, humanitarian issues. Now, Aquarius is, the moon in Aquarius represents a need for freedom. And, Aries wants to be independent and do its own thing and be very pioneering. And, it doesn't want to follow. I was reading this book of, talking about Aries, the little book of Aries by Jeff Henshaw. And in that book, he brought up the example of an Aries being told to color inside of the lines, but the Aries is not going to do that. It's going to color outside of the lines because of that, need for freedom and individual expression. And there's going to have to be some frustration and difficulty when they have to, stay in a box and follow a certain, routine. These are the people that, are going to take down the kind of structures and systems that have been in place that don't serve humanity as a whole. And that's what Pluto and Capricorn has tried to, take us through on the path of destruction and transformation. Now, not only this, but on the 14th of the month, we have an interesting alignment of Venus trining, or Venus squaring Saturn. So Venus in Gemini, it's been there since April 14th, and Saturn in Pisces, which has been there since March 7th, they're going to come to a square. And squares are not easy, comfortable energies. They are intense, but they're a conversation of something has to give and something has to change. And this has to do with putting the structure in our relationships. And our relationships, whenever we have Venus squaring Saturn, may require a lot more, work, and things are not moving quick enough. And it's more difficult. We're not feeling that love, adoration, connection, all those kinds of things. And, with the mutable signs, we can get sort of distracted, and maybe it could be keeping focus on the relationship. But mutable energies are about, adaptability. So we can become really adaptable with that hard work in progress, or we can become open to new options and alternatives to better the relationship and give it some structure. And really, how is it important? And will it serve you for the long term? That's the big question for this particular energy. So I hope that you, enjoy. And with the moon in Aquarius, it also provides the intellectual suggestions of how to better your relationship structure, your relationships, and you can verbalize it and talk about it, with your partner. And you can take a step back and observe what is going on with the moon in Aquarius, and you can balance that Libra, not getting stuck in codependency, but choosing co-independence, and really stepping into the limelight of your authenticity and your truth with that Sun and Aries energy. So I hope that you like this and have a wonderful couple of days.